I have put on my hearing aid. We managed to come out of a little dip, and we're now back on the top. And this cheetah, interestingly, it's gone around in almost a full circle. We're now on the northern side of that waterhole, and it's just gone up onto this termite mound and is looking. I think it spotted something at the water, and it's now lost it. So it's up on the mound, searching around here, and it kind of went up onto the mound just to see, and I think it's lost whatever it was looking at. Maybe there was a small little duiker or a steenbok maybe that was somewhere close by, and that's what it had spotted, and now it's lost its visual. So it's gone up onto this big mound just to have a look. But he's posed in every way you could imagine. It's been quite incredible. It's one of those mornings that the cheetah, like I say, has been up and down and on fallen over trees, termite mounds, so all the things you would want a cheetah to do, he has done this morning. So he has been very obliging to us, and we've been so fortunate to have spent so much time with him. But you can see the flies are still at it, and they're still bothering him. In fact, the flies have actually gotten worse now that we've got into this thicker bush. They're a little bit more of them, and they're all over us at the moment. I look like I'm covered in them, and I think Darby's also getting lots of them on him, so we feel for this cheetah, can understand his frustration. The movement of this cheetah has been so erratic this morning. It's definitely an indicator of how these males are trying to find one another. Generally, when they were together, they used to just walk in one direction, north-south, and that was it. Or they would cut east into the Kruger, and that's all you used to see of them. But this morning, he's gone east, west, south, north, all over the place, looking around wherever he's gone. So he's definitely trying to find his brother, but no luck so far. There you can see all the flies on the face there, and you can see those beautiful tear stripes that come down their face that distinguishes them so clearly from a leopard. Now those little tear marks are all there just to help with glare. So because a cheetah hunts more during the day, and it's often this reduced glare help them to see a little bit better, particularly when it's very bright sunshine. This morning it's quite overcast, so it's not too bad, but it's hot and so you'll find most of your diurnal animals will have that black around the eye, whereas the nocturnals will have white. So, Hannah, you want to know how far we basically give the animals when they're on a hunt. Well, I suppose it depends on the situation and the bush and how many animals you're dealing with. When it's lions hunting buffalo, then generally you try and just keep your distance a little bit more than you would if it was a leopard hunting an impala. Leopards, if they stalk up to an impala, you can actually sometimes sit quite close and they don't really get too affected by it. Whereas when it's something like lions hunting a buffalo, because the buffalo are big brute animals and they panic when they run, you don't want to be anywhere near a buffalo when it gets chased. I've had 2 incidents where I've seen vehicles being absolutely smashed by buffalo with lions on the back of them. The one of them was quite something. You could actually see afterwards the buffalo's perfect horn shape on the side of the car where it had smashed into it. So it was quite entertaining. Well, not entertaining, quite scary actually. The funniest part about it was there was a guest on that vehicle that the buffalo hit, and it was all at night, and it happened so fast that we got back to the lodge, and the guest actually said to me he didn't know that the buffalo had even run into the car. Now, if you had seen the impact, the whole car shifted sideways, it cut out completely, so the impact was huge. So the fact that he didn't know was quite amazing to me. I don't know how he didn't realize that a buffalo just smashed into the car, but anyway. But with cheetah, generally try to give them a bit of space because you're in more open sections, so you can see from much further away, and so it's much better to be able to see what's going on, and so you give them as much space as you can, and because they also run so fast, you want to be able to pan with them and see them as they go, so being right up close to them is often not the best thing. So as it goes along. But we always try to be as respectful as possible and try not to show the predator to the prey. So as soon as you can see that a prey animal is in any way looking at you, then it's time to turn off and let that predator do their thing. So even if you can't see very nicely, then that's how we do it. We try not to disturb any hunts as much as possible. Robin, yes, the birds and squirrels do alarm call lines. Both alarm calling a cheetah. You find the francolins and the guinea fowl will make a bit of a noise when a cheetah walks past, but generally they're pretty relaxed with it. They're not too stressed. The birds and the squirrels in particular know that cheetahs are going to climb into the tree and grab them, so they not shout at them briefly to warn everybody else that they have spotted a potential threat, but not nearly as much as the poor leopards. The leopards get shouted at the most, definitely, by birds and squirrels, and that's because leopards will actually kill those animals. Cheetah generally don't waste their time with that. It's very seldom that you'll see a cheetah go after a francolin or a squirrel. They typically after small antelope species, so duiker and steenbok is more what they'll hunt. Although in coalitions, I've seen, in fact, these two male cheetah, I've seen them bring down young kudu and young zebra, so they can hunt quite big animals, and the more there are of them, the bigger the animal can be. I have seen photographs of cheetah bringing down adult wildebeest, so they definitely are stronger when they're together, but things like squirrels and francolins really aren't on the menu for them that much, so that's why they don't get shouted at nearly as much as what the leopard does. Yes, Margaret, we are on Cheetah Plains. We're right on the northeastern corner of Cheetah Plains where it meets in Koro and the Kruger National Park. So we've come off the open area. We had this cheetah on Cheetah Plains itself, on the plains area, and it was chased by baboons. And it's now then come all the way up into this northeastern corner. And we actually thought for a bit we had lost it. It crossed into Kruger and then it came back to us again. So we've been very fortunate with that. And I'm pretty sure by this afternoon this cheetah is going to either be in the Kruger National Park or it's going to be in Nkoro. I very much doubt that it'll still be on Cheetah Plains. It's looking around all over the place. It hasn't settled at all this morning. It's been looking everywhere. So I'm pretty sure it's still on this hunt for its brother at this stage. Well, Thomas, you would like to know whether cheetahs would compete for territory with a leopard. Try to avoid it at all costs. Leopards will actually kill cheetah, and there's quite a few recorded cases of cheetah being dragged up into trees by a leopard after they've been killed. So a cheetah tries to avoid a leopard as much as possible. It's not to say that their territories don't overlap, though. So you will find cheetah and leopard occurring in the exact same area, but they definitely will not compete for territory. You'll find a cheetah will try and get away from a leopard as much as possible. And so let's say we came here and there was a leopard in one of these trees, that cheetah would have turned around and run the opposite direction, and then it will come back here in a few weeks' time or a few days' time, and that leopard in all likelihood is not going to be here, so the cheetah will then pass through. So it's a difficult life for cheetah. Unfortunately, they get chased around by everybody, and so they can't really compete for a territory. They can't fight with leopards over an area. They just got to know that leopards are there and just be aware of them and try and avoid them as much as possible. Alright, so we're going to go. It's raining wherever he is, and I find that hard to believe because it's very pretty and sunny and there's a few clouds, but it doesn't look anything like rain. So let's go and have a look and see what Brent has gotten up to.